Hi, this is the first scenario in module 2, calling stored procedure without parameters. Let's see. I have already created this package. We have execute SQL task there. In execute SQL task, we will see there are couple of properties that we have to set to execute a stored procedure. First of all, we have to provide a connection type. We are using the OLEDB connection and the connection name. The connection manager is destination OLEDB. The source type is direct input because we have the SQL statement directly in the SQL statement. If we have a SQL statement in variable, we can choose the variable or the file connection if the file is having the SQL statement. So you can see that each query stored procedure is by default disabled and it is false. So for OLEDB and ADO.NET connections, this property doesn't matter. This property is used only in ADO connection manager, ActiveX data object connection manager. I will show you. Uh, here, here you can see that there is Excel, OLEDB, ODBC, ADO, ADO.NET, SQL Mobile. So this is the ADO. In this connection, this property is enabled. So we are not using this connection manager, we are using the OLEDB connection manager. And we have to provide the SQL statement to execute a stored procedure. So this is execute and the stored procedure name. That's it. There is a property result set. It is set to none because this stored procedure is not returning any value. If it is returning some value, we can use the single row or the full result set or the XML. If the stored procedure doesn't return a value, then we should use the none. Okay, so this is without any parameters. So we don't need parameter mapping. It is not returning any value, so we don't need result set. We are not using any expression. So this is all about the configuration of execute SQL task to execute a stored procedure without parameter. At the place of stored procedure, we can write any SQL statement that will be executed. So to execute the stored procedure, it doesn't matter uh, whether we are setting each query stored procedure to true or false because this is disabled. We have to just write an statement to execute a stored procedure. It will be passed to the database connection manager and the statement will be executed. So let's execute this package. See, this was completed. Let's look into the stored procedure. You can see this is the stored procedure generate data. It is inserting a record into the table. So this is the table. Just now this record was inserted. Let's run the package one more time. You can see there are only 3 records. And when we execute this package, it inserts a record into the table. Let's see. This is the record inserted just now. So this is how we can configure and execute SQL task to execute a stored procedure. Okay.